Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to trace the ripple effect of some major U.S. actions all across the globe. We're talking everything from economic policies to tech breakthroughs, and we're going to see how a decision in one country can really, truly have consequences for all of us. So let's get right into it.
This quote really gets to the heart of what we're exploring today. These aren't just abstract headlines, these are developments that have the power to reach you, no matter where you are on the planet. So let's start with the first ripple, and it's a big one that hits close to home for a lot of people: the economy.
Okay, first up, money. The U.S. Federal Reserve just made a pretty big move. They announced a significant interest rate hike. Now, what's their main target? Well, it's a problem that a lot of countries are struggling with right now: runaway inflation.
The key word here is control. Think of it like this. By making it more expensive for people and businesses to borrow money, the idea is to cool down all that spending, get a grip on those soaring prices, and basically tame this economic beast. It's all about trying to bring some stability back to the market.
And this right here, this is the classic trade-off. In the short term, the pressure is real. Higher interest rates mean things like car loans and mortgages get more expensive, and that pinches. But the long-term goal, the light at the end of the tunnel, is that this slowdown in spending will cause prices to finally level off.
So, where are you going to feel that short-term pressure the most? Well, it's in the everyday stuff. The cost to fill up your car, your weekly grocery bill, even the price of things you buy online that get shipped from all over. These are the front lines of this whole economic policy.
Unsurprisingly, public opinion is pretty split on this. You just have to look at social media to see the divide. On one side, you've got supporters who are saying, okay, I can handle the short-term pain if it means long-term relief from crazy high prices. But then, you have a lot of people expressing real anger, arguing that the immediate financial hit is just too high a price to pay.
All right, let's shift gears and move to our next ripple. We're going from finance to the future of work, and we're talking about how the incredible acceleration of artificial intelligence in the U.S. is sending these massive shockwaves through the global job market.
This really captures the two sides of the AI coin, doesn't it? On one hand, there's a lot of anxiety. Automation is getting so good, so sophisticated, that a ton of traditional jobs are genuinely at risk. But on the other hand, all this disruption is opening doors to completely new and kind of fascinating careers.
So what do these new jobs even look like? This gives us a little glimpse. We're seeing job titles pop up like AI prompt specialist. I mean, that's literally someone who specializes in talking to an AI. And the government's advice? It's pretty consistent. Adaptability and reskilling aren't just buzzwords anymore. They're basically survival skills for the modern workforce.
From the digital world, let's now turn our attention back to the physical one. Our third ripple is all about the environment, where a string of local weather events in the U.S. are being seen as this powerful, concentrated warning shot from much bigger global crisis.
The headline here is stark. Right now, as we speak, several U.S. states are just getting hammered by extreme weather. And we're not just talking about a bad weather day. These are serious, dangerous events unfolding in real time.
And the impact on the ground? It's immediate and it's severe. For millions of people, this means daily life has just ground to a halt. We're talking heavy snowfall, crippling storms, which leads to closed schools, thousands of canceled flights, and emergency services being stretched to their absolute limits.
And this is exactly where the local story goes global. The consensus among climate scientists is clear. These aren't just random, one-off incidents. They're symptoms of a much larger problem, which brings us to the unavoidable conclusion on this slide. The effects of climate change simply can't be ignored anymore.
For our final ripple, and honestly this one might be the most complex, we're diving into geopolitics. Let's take a closer look at the renewed tensions between two of the world's biggest superpowers, the United States and China. Now this tension isn't exactly new, but it has definitely flared up with a new kind of intensity. The conflict is really centered on two critical arenas: the race for economic dominance through trade and the huge battle for technological supremacy, especially in things like microchips and AI. This slide shows that tense diplomatic dance perfectly. The US makes a move, right? They announce new trade restrictions. And then, almost immediately, China fires back with a counterstatement of its own. It's like a high-stakes chess match that keeps the entire global market on the edge of its seat.
So let's just trace the chain reaction this creates. It starts with step 1, a policy decision, like a new restriction. Then, step 2, the global market gets shaken up almost instantly, creating all this uncertainty. And the potential future impact in step 3? Well, it could mean major disruptions to the supply chains for things we all use every single day, like our smartphones and computers.
So there you have it. We've traced 4 huge ripples coming out of the US: economic, technological, environmental, and geopolitical. And every single one has these vast, far-reaching consequences. Which brings us to a final question, something for you to think about. Of all these powerful forces we've talked about, which one do you believe will have the most significant and lasting impact on our world? Definitely something to chew on.